I see.
Alright, bottles on me, long as someone drink it, never drop the ball. Fuck it, y'all.
Alright, hey guys, what is up? Today we're going to be reviewing the Calgary Flames 2017 to 2018 season preview. So let's get started. The Calgary Flames, their best left wingers in order: Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, Chris Versteeg, Michael Furland, Hunter Shinkaruk, Andrew Mangiapane, Morgan Klimchuk. So obviously Johnny Gaudreau is a fantastic hockey player. He signed that big contract. He can easily score a point per game. Matthew Tkachuk's a great prospect. He's young and he had a fantastic year. A lot of people dislike Tkachuk a lot because, you know, he's a little bit of a dirty player. He gets a lot of penalty minutes, but he's a great scorer. He's a great player, good power forward. Chris Versteeg's always just been a solid player. He's an all-around player. He does everything. He's not fantastic at one certain thing. He's just good at everything. There's nothing wrong with Versteeg. He's a good third liner. Michael Furland. I think he's still young. He was drafted, I think, 4th round. I don't know, but he doesn't really have that much potential left in him. He's a good 4th line guy. He's a good bottom 6. He's serviceable. Hunter Shinkaruk, who was drafted super high by Vancouver, I believe, but was traded to Calgary. And Hunter Shinkaruk, he's really just a bust right now. I think he's 23 or he's 24. Or he's playing in the AHL. I don't think Hunter Shinkaruk's doing that good. When he was drafted, people thought like he was like, you know, like this huge star. Let's see. So, you know, with the Medicine Hat Tigers, his second last year, he had 86 points in 64 games with 37 goals. His last season in the AHL, he had 35 points in 52 games, but he's only 22, I guess. So he still has some potential. Hunter Shinkaruk, hopefully he can get that together and he can still turn into what a lot of people, you know, want him to turn into, or the potential that they see in him, because he has a lot of potential. Andrew Mangiapane, I think he's a prospect, as well as Morgan Klimchuk. Centers: Sean Monahan, who's pretty much like, you know, the Batman Robin with Johnny Gaudreau. Obviously a great player, good two-way. He scores, you know, 65 points a year. He's a good player. Michael Backlund really broke out this year and had a great year. He had a bunch of points, I know that. And he's turning into a great player. Sam Bennett, hopefully he can turn things around. I think he's 20 years old. 20 years old. He has a lot of potential, but he hasn't, you know, lived up to his expectations just yet. But it's not too late for Sam Bennett to turn things around. He just has to get things together, you know, and hopefully he can get some good line mates next to him that can help him out. Like if they can get Sam Bennett playing with, you know, like Matthew Tkachuk and I don't know, like more Michael Frolik or Spencer Fu, they could help Bennett out, and hopefully Bennett can live up to his potential, because when Bennett was drafted, he was seen as a potential first line scorer that can lead your team, a captain. So yeah, that's a lot for Bennett though. Matt Stajan, obviously, he's kind of forgotten. I remember he used to be like this great scorer, but I haven't heard much about Matt Stajan. Mark Jankowski, he's a really good prospect. Mark Jankowski, I think he's definitely gonna make the Calgary Flames team this year. He was drafted, I think, 22nd. He's a first-round pick. He's really good, so I think Jankowski can crack the lineup. Daniel Pribble, I have no idea who that is. Freddie Hamilton, I know, is pretty good. And Dylan Dubé is another great center prospect that the Calgary Flames have. Right wingers, they got Michael Frolik, who's very serviceable, good player. Troy Brower's a little bit overpaid, but he's a good player. He's perfect bottom 6 guy. Spencer Fu, who they just signed, he ripped it up in college, so hopefully he continue that. He's a good player. Curtis Lazar, unfounded potential, but he could definitely turn things around with Calgary. Garrett Harthaway, I have no idea who that is. Emile Poirier is pretty good. He's a future bottom 6 guy who can really, you know, be on a championship team. Defenseman: Mark Giordano, obviously solid, good captain. He's just a great player. He's all around. He's slowing down a little bit, but he's still a great player. Travis Hamonic, who the Calgary Flames traded for, he's just a fantastic defenseman. He's just fantastic. TJ Brody, who really had a good year this year. He started off horrible, but at the end of the year, he really took things. He really started progressing really well. I know that because I had him on my fantasy team, and beginning I dropped him, and then at the end of the season, all of a sudden I picked him back up because he started playing amazing. So TJ Brody's really good. And when Dougie Hamilton's your 4th best defenseman, you know you have a really good defensive core. I mean, seriously, Dougie Hamilton's their 4th best defenseman. That's unbelievable. He's a great defenseman, obviously. Two-way, offensive, he's great. Michael Stone, I think he could play top 4 on some teams. Michael Stone's a great defenseman. Barkowski, Kulak, and Witherspoon are all guys who could challenge for the number 6 spot. And Rasmus Anderson and Oliver Kyglinson are 2 great prospects. Josh Healy, if you're a Calgary fan, you know who this is. This is the guy who said, some guys, he had a quote, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, some guys want to score, or some guys, all they want to do is score, or some guys, all they want to do is defend, but me, I just want to blow some kid up, like, as a hit, so that's crazy. He's a funny guy. Hopefully one day I can see him in the NHL. But yeah, that's a stacked defensive core. Goalies, obviously, Mike Smith, John Gillies, Eddie Lack, Tyler Parsons, and they also got Mason McDonald and John Gillies as guys who will come in after Smith's retirement. So, Calgary, they traded a bunch of picks and a bunch of prospects for these guys because they're really going for the playoffs. But Calgary has a lot of good prospects. Like, I'm looking at their prospects. They have some really good prospects. So, like Dylan Dubé, they have some guys that, even though they traded draft picks, they have young guys. It's great. Calgary, I think, is going in a great direction. Obviously, they're really trying to win right now. They're trading away picks and stuff. They're trying to win right now, and I think they have a good chance to do that. As they've traded for, their top 4 defense is just honestly top 5 in the NHL, definitely. Giordano, Hamonic, Brody, Hamilton, that's awesome. And then you have Stone at the number 5. Calgary's a scary team, I swear, and their depth is just off the charts. They have guys like Mark Jankowski, who's the 5th best center, and that's just crazy. So we'll see what happens at Calgary. They're gonna want to go deep in the playoffs. They have a great team. Hopefully things can gel together. Hopefully Mike Smith can have a good year. And the future is bright, Calgary fans. So keep positive. I know the sweep by Anaheim hurt, but you know what? This team's looking really good. And I understand you might be saying like, oh crap, all the picks are going away. What are we going to do in the future? You guys have some great prospects. So don't worry. Everything will be okay. At least you're not an Avalanche fan. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.